seeing all the sessions and seeing all of y'all and eating far more than my fair share of Krispy Kreme donuts. I realized that if I was up here as a Krispy Kreme spokesman, you would probably pay more attention. But all I can give you is free blogs, not free donuts. Who knows what happened on September 6th, 2008? That was the first Wordcamp Philippines, yes. That was also when I was last here in Manila, in front of all of y'all. I went back and looked at what's changed since then, what's changed since September 6th. On Wordpress.com, since then we've started 9.6 million blogs, 12 million users, 184 million uploads, 35 billion page views since I was last here up on stage talking to y'all. So a lot has changed, and you guys have changed as well, which is part of why today I didn't just want to talk at you. I really wanted to talk with you and have it be a two-way conversation. I saw that in the presentation earlier. It's not, what was the catchphrase? It's not something, it's a conversation. Not a campaign, it's a conversation. So what we're going to do is I have two lovely assistants with microphones. Where are you guys? Lovely. Lovely. Lovely number one. Where's lovely number two? Right there. Hello, lovely number two. So all you have to do is raise your hand, say your name and your blog, and any questions you would like to have answered. And I'm happy to talk about Wordpress, Automatic, the Philippines, other places I've been, photography, Krispy Kreme, anything you'd like to know about. So just, if you raise your hand, you can kick it off. I have one here. Here? Oh, right over there.
My name is Noel, chiswatch.net. My question is about interoperability. It could be GSR 168 or GSR 169 with usually like Java repository, or maybe MySQL will direct calls from WordPress. I'm a newbie in WordPress. I'm coming from the serious CNS like Documental, SharePoint.
I'm sorry. So the question was interoperability with those standards you mentioned with Documentum or what's the other one, SharePoint?
SharePoint or Documentum, the one that is used in serious things like banking, record management.
Sure. You should get some sort of prize, maybe a gift card or something, because no one's ever actually asked that to me about that before. You're the very first. So I have no idea. As far as I know, there is no support for those standards, and it's obviously not been something that's been very important to most WordPress users. Because I think part of it, even though since for the past 3 or 4 years, WordPress has been used more and more as a CMS. People are using it to power their entire websites, not just their blogs. Actually, that would be an interesting sort of survey, a longitudinal survey here in the audience. Who's using WordPress not just as a blog, but as a CMS? CMS and a blog. Cool. A pretty good portion of the audience here, including myself. That use, though, has been sort of coming from a place of what's the simplest possible thing, simplest thing that could possibly work, and let's start to add on little bits at a time rather than let's go and replicate the features of, even in our world, it's not even documented. It's Joomla and Drupal are sort of the big open source schemes. I don't know, but maybe if it's something that you need, look at writing a plugin or something like that. You now have a new open importer framework so all importers are plugins. They don't have to be built in the core anymore. So if you write an importer plugin, say, the documented more of that standard you talked about, it would benefit all WordPress users across the world. Cool, nice job.
Thank you. Someone here, yes?
I'm Miguel. I'm from Xavier. My blog URL is, well, as given by the school, it's mmacale.14. Yes. You probably get this question a lot, so maybe I just want to ask, because some people here want to know, why did you make Wordpress in the first place?
Why did I make Wordpress in the first place? That's actually a pretty easy one. I had a blog. I first started actually on a movable site, and that didn't go so well, so I switched to something called B2. B2 Cafe was the name of the software that was actually the predecessor to Wordpress. And it was the first time I'd really seriously used an open source project. It was in PHP and MySQL, which I really enjoyed, in contrast to Perl, which I'd been using before. And just sort of stuck with it. Started my blog. My blog at the time was called photomat.net. And I was posting lots of photos and blog posts about everything, Linux and Slashdot and technology and economics, just the things I was interested in. The development of B2 stopped, and I had become sort of active on the forums. I didn't really know how to program much, but I started helping out other people on the forums and started writing a little bit of code. And so I sort of publicly ruminated, like, well, what could be the future? Like, what's going to happen to this project? And more importantly, to my egocentric blogger, what about my blog? So I started thinking about new features and teamed up with a guy named Mike Little. We started working on what would later become the first version of Wordpress, which was basically V2 plus new templates, easier installation, and I think we introduced the link manager. Thank you.
Jamie, what's on your side?
Well, they're here.
Hi, I'm Andrea. I'm really more of a graphic designer. So my question would probably sound either amateurish or lazy. I was wondering if you're looking at the possibility of adding some sort of plug-in or whatever you call it, or let's say if I design a page using Adobe, and I can just use one-click one to export it easily into a Wordpress theme. So I'm just asking this question because as a designer, I'm quite concerned that most of my time, I'm investing more of my time going through the rigors of understanding the codex rather than doing the design itself. Not that well, I'm lazy. so there's my question. Are you looking at the possibility of going in that direction?
Laziness is a good thing, right? Because you want to focus on what provides the most value for your client. There is something built into, I want to say, a new version of Dreamweaver that supports WordPress templates natively, but not really what you describe. Probably the easiest way to do what you describe is one of these PSC to WordPress systems out there. If you Google that, you'll get like 100 of them. And basically, you give them a PSC file and like $200 or $180 or something like that, and they give you back a complete working theme. Beyond that, there's nothing sort of in core that's planned. But I would encourage you to hack around WordPress a little more. I meet a lot of people who learn HTML, CSS, and PHP from WordPress. And the cool thing is that WordPress templates don't use a proprietary markup language or proprietary template tags, it's just PHP. The things you learn are going to be applicable the rest of your life, and it's an awesome skill and superpower that you can impress your friends with and your clients as well. No problem.